So Wolves 2, Torino 1 on the night, 5-3 on aggregate to Wolves, and therefore securing qualification for the group stage of the Europa League for this season. And what a fantastic achievement that is. I don't think we can really put it into context for many neutrals. I think they would have just seen the last season or so and thought, wow, well done. But we've seen, as Wolves fans, the journey from League One, from playing Crawley and Stevenage and that lot, to now playing against the best teams in Europe and some former European champions in the draw as well for tomorrow. And I don't know about you, but I want the hardest group possible. I want the best teams, and I want them to come to Molineux, and I want them to be intimidated and frightened. And I want to see some really big teams be humbled, because I think we could do really, really well in this competition. We've seen, albeit against very minor teams in Crusaders and Punic, but today and last Thursday against Torino, a very historic club in terms of Italian football, but on the sort of wane in recent years. But they're, comparable to Wolves, I think, in lots of areas. A very, very top quality striker as well in Belotti, and we managed to do a job on them, an Italian job, if you like. But we were very, very good, I think, in lots of areas of the game today. It was a very enjoyable game. I don't think many Wolves games are enjoyable because of the way that we do play. We let the opposition have lots of the ball, but we created a lot of chances as well. I think when you see Wolves only having 35 to 40% possession, that's a good thing, because we saw on Sunday Wolves had 65% possession against Burnley and struggled to break teams down. You know that if the opposition are having more of the ball, Wolves will probably have a very good game, and that was the case again today. Disappointed, I think, to see Jimenez and Jota playing for for most of the 90 minutes. I know they got substituted towards the end, but they've been flogged in this first part of the season. But you could argue that the main objective for this little period up until the international break next week was to qualify for the Europa League. You could tell by the way that Nuno was celebrating at the end that it was a huge milestone for them. And considering where they took over the club, we've mentioned that. But yeah, they did really well, Jimenez and Jota, to keep on running, keep on working hard. Jota was getting kicked from pillar to post, but kept getting up, kept working hard, and got his, we got the reward from it in the end. I've got to mention Traore in this tie. I think he's really shown what a quality player he is becoming. I think the way that he started the season, and if he continues to improve, and Nuno keeps talking about how there's still lots of progress to be made, if he continues in this vein of form, there is nothing stopping him from being Wolves Player of the Season, and I don't think that's beyond the realms of possibility. I think he has started so well, 4 assists now, and every time he gets the ball, I've never known a Wolves player make the crowd make a noise like an inward gasp or whatever it is. It's a murmur instantly when Wolves get possession and give it to Traore. And we've got to make sure that he continues to improve and he continues to make things happen. I'll be really, really excited to see how that goes. One slight negative, I think, would be Jesus Vallejo. I don't think he had the best of games today. Lost possession quite easily. Did show some moments where he was quite cool and calm in possession and was able to, show his experience and the level that he's played at previously. But there was a few times where he gave it away quite sloppily. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's only been here for a couple of weeks. He'll be going off, I imagine, with the Spain squad next week. So we'll have to wait and see how he fits into the team. Cotrone as well, I think, will be disappointed to only get that small cameo again at the end. He must be chomping at the bit to get involved in this team. And I do think that he will play a very, very important part as the season goes on, and as we'll see more rotation with the front three or front two. But I do think that it has been mentioned about Jota or somebody dropping in to be that number 10 and be slightly more attacking. Be interested to see how we go about some of these ties in the future. Jimenez took his goal so well. Got to mention that. We've mentioned Traore. He set up the first goal, and it was so well taken. I mean, it took 2 or 3 views of the replay to see how Jimenez managed to get that ball from the angle that he was, and the defenders he had around him, and the goalkeeper, and the post, to slip it in that little gap. I think was Very, very good attacking play. I think I'd be a bit disappointed if I was a Torino fan with the defenders. I think they shouldn't really be letting Jimenez get a chance away from that point. However, you're playing against a top-class striker, and he's going to take those chances and did really, really well. Just a note on their goal. I don't think there was anything wrong defensively. I think it was a fantastically whipped ball. It was reminiscent of Barry Douglas, the way that it was struck. It was very, very fierce, and then unfortunately for Wolves, the Torino player got his head to it first and put the ball away. But then the way that we reacted from that as well, to come straight back into it and to make sure that we didn't let our heads drop and let Torino come back into it, I think that's shown a lesson that's been learnt from the FA Cup semi-final, in that they managed the game and they knew that Torino would perhaps be a little bit switched off as soon as they conceded, similar to Wolves last week in Turin, and we struck, and Dendoncker placed it perfectly in the both posts before sneaking in and sealing the tie. But overall, these 3 ties against Crusaders and Punic and Turin have been entertaining. To have won every single tie as well, 6 games, I think is fantastic. Lots of people were comparing us to Burnley beforehand. They won't be doing that now. Burnley, although they've improved a lot from last season that we saw on Sunday, we're a far better team than Burnley. We've managed the travelling really well, and it hasn't affected our league form too much as of yet. I think if we beat Everton on Sunday, then it's been a fantastic start to the season, and we couldn't have asked for more. If we don't, then we can, draw a line under this little period. I think Nuno looks at it in this way as well, in the little international breaks and little, series of 6 games and things like that will help break up the season. We've done a really, really good job in this first little period, and we need to make sure that we build on that in the next period, where there's a few more trickier fixtures, Chelsea at home and games like that. We need to make sure we're picking up points and getting up the league and making sure that that's not a concern. But anyway, that's enough of me talking for today. I hope that you've enjoyed this Europa League campaign so far, and let me know in the comments section down below who you would like in who the other 3 teams in our group you'd like to be. The draw is at 5 o'clock, I think, tomorrow. I imagine it'll be on the UEFA website as well, like the previous round's draws were. So yeah, drop a like on the video and subscribe, and I'll be back Sunday, albeit, well, if I finish the Wolverhampton half marathon on time, to watch the whole of the Everton game. If I don't watch the whole of the Everton game, I might not do a match review for the first time since God knows when, mid 2017 I think it was, or yeah, unbelievable. I've been on a very good run of doing match reviews. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.